Pawn d4, knight f6, and g4. Magnus Carlsen karate chops the board as he plays this pawn setup, as is customary at the elite level of chess. He's playing with the white pieces here in titillating Tuesday, 23rd of April, early event, and his opponent is candidate master Antonin Ferre. This is the Gibbons-Weidenhagen Gambit, and guess what? It's accepted with knight takes on g4. Ferre not backing down. e4 now played by Magnus, hitting that knight, and it's spotted. These are master players. It's online chess. The strongest tournament of the week here. d6 played, the bishop defends the knight, and we're at the cutting edge of modern Gibbons-Weidenhagen Gambit accepted theory. Because d5 was playable, but this gets sharp after knight c3, and now the top engine line played, the rock solid pawn to g6, committing a pawn on this half open file, preparing to fianchetto the bishop. Magnus goes h4 as he loves to do, and h5 in response, one of the top 3 engine lines. Magnus preparing to do the procedure. Who is this guy playing such astonishing chess? We get knight f3, Magnus developing, bishop g7, and now Magnus breaking more, opening rules with knight to g5. You're not supposed to move the same piece in the opening twice, but rules are made to be broken. Sometimes you've got to leave the toilet seat up, and knight c6 now played in response, met by bishop to c4. Sure, the d4 pawn is under fire, but Magnus's threat is bigger. He's humming under pressure by queen to himself as he develops that bishop. Therefore e6 to blunt it out, and look at the fluidity of the black pawn center. Love to see it. Give Magnus the black side of this. He'd be very happy. Black is a pawn to the good, but f3 now, and at least Magnus drives back one of the pieces. But make no mistake, he's about a pawn worse when you run it with the engine. He's literally a pawn down. Bishop e3 now played, and black starts going wrong at this moment. The top engine moves I'm drawing on the board, but especially the king should go kingside when it castles. But bishop d7 played, queen d2, still these are the better moves, but queen e7, both players castle queenside, and look at that. Like magic, this bar rising from the ashes. Magnus coming back like a phoenix. Rook he1, king b8, and d5. How does he do it? Where's it coming from? This knight's now getting kicked. The bishop's hit, retreats all the way back to its starting square, but bishops are long range pieces. They can jab from afar, not like the knights that have to get in close like Mike Tyson, right? We get takes on d5, not the best, opens the e-file to the queen. It miserably slides back to f8. Ain't no party like a back rank party, but not good when your pieces are clogged up. And Magnus, what does he do? He finds the right plan with pawn to a4. Why is this justified? Why can you shove a rook pawn down the board when your king's castled over there? Well, look at all the white pieces. Where are they pointing? Where's the knight pointing? Where could the queen come to? That's the side you should play on, generally where your pieces point. And black goes horribly wrong playing pawn to a6. Not the right pawn structure by any stretch of the imagination. Why? Well, queen d4. You've not only not addressed that threat, you've actually poured fuel on the fire here of the white attack. You wanted to meet this with b6. Yes, the light squares are weakened, but you do have a light squared defender over there. Now you're forced to play this miserable move. Magnus gets the capture en passant, bellows it at the top of his lungs, playing against a Frenchman as well, all the sweeter when you get to do that one. And after knight recaptures, he doesn't blunder his queen. He brings it into the vicinity of the king, the danger zone, the alarm bells ringing, bishop c8 played, sliding back to try and add some protection, clear the way for knight to d7, and actually it sets a trap. but I don't think black realised the trap that was being set, because Magnus plays the most obvious move but not the best move. What should he do here? Well, queen b3 apparently very strong, eyeing this pawn with the knight, but who the hell plays that? Magnus crashes through on a6, pressuring that black king, but he's running into knight d7, and the problem here is the queen is hit, but also the bishop's now opened on this knight. So after Magnus retreats to b5, we see the bishop shatter the pawn structure, pawn recaptures, and black plays an obvious kind of move, attacking that pawn. But even stronger was king to a8. You sidestep this pin and therefore threaten to actually win this bishop, which is struggling for retreat room. The queen can try and give room, but then this knight can start hopping, harassing the queen. The lines go on, but black had a way to make things murky, but it was missed with queen to g7. The pawn on c3 hit, defended by the king, and now when knight c5 comes, looking to intensify the pressure, Magnus can simply chop that one off the board. The pawn recaptures, queen takes, he's won his pawn back, and in fact now an extra pawn. He's up material. We get takes on a6. Magnus can now take the unprotected horse. Bishop b7 comes with tempo, but that bishop now pinned. Huge invasion ideas now on the 7th rank. Black slides away, looking to checkmate Magnus, or land a huge check anyway, and you can go rook d3 to cover, or rook d4 played by Magnus, a more active idea. Rook c6 harassing the lady, it retreats, f7 tender, black ignores, good play in a blitz game, go for the counterplay. Rook e7 from Magnus, he ignores it too, threatening mate in 1. That has to be dealt with. The rook jumps up, covers the rank, and now can you find this exceptional move by Magnus Carlsen, the strongest one in the position here, making use of some unprotected pieces. What can knights do? Tricky hopping pieces. Well done if you found knight to e6. What an incredible move, hitting these two, and if pawn captures, well then you lose here. That's the point. So in the game, we see queen e5 played. The knight gets to take here on c7. Sorry, rook first. Rook recaptures. Now the knight takes. Queen takes back. Magnus an exchange ahead, and he just goes f4, blocking out any kind of black queen invasion. King a7 played. Queen b4 from Magnus. He's turning the screw. Bishop c6. Queen c5 check here, and the king slides over into the line of the rook, which lands a check. King c8, a5, Magnus squeezing, bishop b5 covers the file, the queens come off the board. Never go into a queenless endgame with Magnus, you must be mad, but all roads led to Rome. Black was toast, and here resigns in a dead lost position. Sure, you can cover this pawn, but now the rook switches, and the whole queenside, kingside rather, gets absolutely mopped up. Hope you enjoyed this one. Smash subscribe if you did, and check out the video on screen for another epic game of chess. Cheers.